VBN, The Rich Video Blog Network, home to weekly NFL predictions, great personality profiles, great professional wrestling video blogs, great sports video blogs, great MBTA video blogs, great top 10 list of everything and anything video blogs, plus a whole lot more. Collection. My work goes back to June of 2014 on various social media websites, RVBN, the only video blog on the internet that matters. Time now is 3:37 in the afternoon, Belleville, Massachusetts. It's Friday, July 14, 2017. And second video blog of the day, it's about 66 degrees out in Belleville, Massachusetts, and it's cloudy, but no raindrops, which is a good thing. Tomorrow's going to get warmer. Some news to report on the RVBN Newswire. It's Happy National New Day. The New York Knickerbockers have named Scott Perry its new general manager, and it's official. The Pando Saba era is over. The Red Sox have designated the third baseman for assignment. He got $95 million by the Red Sox, but Panda did not produce. And it's so sad. They're going to save a lot of money. And that's about it on the news from the RVBN Newswire. Be back in a flash for my second video blog subject of today, which will be about the history of the Florida/Miami Marlins. But first, hear this. Fireworks are pretty to see and great to view, but please don't have a fireworks show of your own if you not know how to do fireworks. Let the experts and professionals do it, because fireworks are dangerous. If you don't know what you're doing, you could get severely injured, you could lose a limb, and you could get killed. So let the professionals do the fireworks. RVBN. Time now is 3:40 in the afternoon, Belleville, Massachusetts. I am back. My second video blog subject of the day is about the history of the Florida/Miami Marlins franchise of the National League East. The Miami Marlins have been a kind of a mediocre to poor franchise since entering Major League Baseball in 1993, but they won 2 World Series championships in 1997 and 2003. And here's the background of the Florida/Miami Marlins. The National League was expanding in the early 1990s because they only had 12 teams, while the American League had 14, and they wanted to balance it out so both leagues had an even amount of teams, 14, and many cities applied for expansion franchises for the National League, including Denver, Colorado, Tampa Bay, Florida, Orlando, Florida, Hawaii, and Miami, Florida, among others. Tampa, Florida had the Sun Coast Dome ready, while Orlando, Florida was, because they had Disney World and Universal Studios, they were proposing a new stadium there, and the Miami area had a group led by Wayne Huizenga, who owned Miami Dolphins and also Blockbuster Video. And the Marlins, the National League proposed National League franchise did not have their own stadium. They were going to be playing at Joe Robbie Stadium if they got the franchise. On June 10th, 1991, the National League announced expansion franchises to Colorado and Florida for the 1993 season. And there were so many names being considered by Wayne Huizenga for the new Florida baseball teams. They considered Florida Flamingos, but they settled on Marlins, which that was a nickname of an old minor league baseball team in Miami back in the 1960s. Their colors were teal, and their logo was like a Marlins fish, and they started playing in 1993. They had some decent names, including Charlie Hoff and Brian Harvey and Benito Santiago and Chuck Carmen. Its first manager was Rene Latchman, and the first couple of years the Marlins were a mediocre team at best. They had some veteran presence with Terry Pendleton in 1995 and a few others, and they played at Joe Robbie Stadium, eventually becoming Pro Player Park, and that's the Dolphins' home stadium. It's now Hard Rock Life Stadium, whatever they call it now, but it was not suited for baseball. It was just a temporary situation until the Marlins got so much support to get their own ballpark. And Wayne Huizenga wanted to do something fast after 4 losing seasons because he was losing big time money on the Marlins. So he signed Jim Leland as manager in the offseason 1996-1997. They got a lot of players, including Bobby Bonilla, Moises Alou, Alex Fernandez, Kevin Brown, and a few others. Plus they had some players like Gary Sheffield on the team. The Marlins were going for it all. They had their first winning record in 1997, grabbing the wild card. They beat the Giants, the Braves, and then the Indians in the World Series. They were the fastest team in Major League Baseball history to win a World Series in year 5. But Wayne Huizenga lost $60 million for the Florida Marlins in 1997, and the minute they won the World Series, they traded most of their players away. By opening day 1998, the Marlins was a shell of its former self. They were awarded the 2000 Major League Baseball All-Star Game in Miami, but Commissioner Bud Selig ripped it away from them and giving it to Atlanta at Turner Field because that was a disgrace to baseball, having a World Series team win 1 year, and by the beginning of next season, it was destroyed. Then, like in the fall of 1998, Huizenga sold the team to John Henry, but John Henry got very little support for a new Major League Baseball stadium in Florida. He was actually going to build his own park, only seating 25,000 fans, and baseball did not go with that plan because for any Major League Baseball stadium to be built, they have to have at least 35 to 40,000 seats, and the Marlins was losing a lot of money. They still had some players like Jeff Conine and Luis Castilla, but that was about it. In 2001, they were sold to Jeff Lowry, who was the Expos owner. There were rumors that contraction was coming, and Marlins were one of the teams being considered. In 2003, the Florida Marlins went on a losing streak, but they hired Jack McHugh as their manager, and they got some talent, Josh Beckett and Miguel Cabrera and a few others. They made the playoffs with the National League wild card, and then they beat the Giants and the Cubs in their famous 7-game series with Steve Bartman, and they beat the New York Yankees in 6 games to win the 2003 World Series. But still, the Marlins were losing money because they were playing in a football stadium that wasn't suited for baseball. So Jeff Lawley had to cut payroll again. It just got awful. But they developed some good players like Dontrell Willis and Charles Johnson and a few others. But when they got to free agency, or like when they go going for the big money, they had to trade them away. They made a big free agent sign in 2005 with Carlos Delgado. But then, the next year they had to trade him away because they couldn't afford him. 2006, the Marlins only had a $21 million payroll. Very disgraceful for baseball. But they were in the hunt for the wild card into the last weeks of the season, finishing with a respectable record for a losing record, 79 and 83. Joe Girardi was one manager of the year, even though he with a losing record. They had some talent like Hanley Ramirez and Oscar Cabrera and a few others, but when they were getting good, the Marlins couldn't afford them, and Marlins continued to have losing season after losing season after losing season. But somehow Lawley got his wish, and a new baseball-only stadium was going to be built at the old Orange Bowl site, and it would open up in 2012. And a lot of fans were hoping that Lawley was going to bring a consistent winning team to Florida. Attendance at the stadium they originally played at for many years they were last in the National League in attendance. Sometimes they were lucky to get 10,000 people a game because they had a very bad product. In 2012, the team was rebranded as Miami Marlins, and they got some talent. The players they signed with, including Mark Berlicki and Jose Reyes and Heath Bell, among others. And Lawley was going to buy another championship, or he used it on a credit card. But the first season at Marlins Park, that's named what they call pending a corporate sponsor, the team went through the shitters again, and the team had to cut payroll once again because the fans only came to see them for a year, the novelty of that park. But when they saw them continuing to lose, they just drove like crazy. Ozzie Guillen was brought in as manager for 1 year in 2012, but then he was fired, and they had to get rid of the players they signed through free agency because they could not afford them. But there was a bright spot for the Marlins, pitcher Jose Fernandez, and he turned out to be one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball, but he passed away tragically in 2016 of a boating accident, only at the age of 24. Very sad. Marlins continued to have losing seasons, and the attendance at Marlins Park just goes down to like 20 to 25,000 on decent games. And it was announced in 2016 that Jeff Lawley is putting the team up for sale, and he is going to fetch $1.6 billion. As rumors of groups include Derek Jeter and Michael Jordan and Mitt Romney's son and son-in-law of President Donald Trump. Also, Jeb Bush, former governor of Florida, was involved in one of the groups, but he had to drop out. But who wants to buy the Florida Marlins? The team has only had 6 winning seasons in 25 years, and the fans in Miami, Florida, really don't care too much about the franchise. The Marlins produce some great talent over the years, but when they come up for big contracts, they really can't afford to have them. The best player of all time is Giancarlo Stanton, and he signed a mega contract with the Marlins a few years ago, but the way things are looking right now, he's probably not going to finish out his contract with the Miami Marlins. He could be traded, and I'm really concerned that baseball in South Florida, Miami, probably is a failure, and it might be time that baseball considers moving them, even though they have a new ballpark. And that's about it on that. I'll be back later, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google Plus, with my third and final video blog of the night, which will be about the MSG House Show card review from Madison Square Garden on November 24th. 1990. Keep calm, everybody. I'm a Julie Wedding guy. Molly was plugged. WCCO accent, nice legs. Elizabeth Hart, so stunning. She's the best. Amy Sweezy's awesome. Amy. Lynn Church of WPIX channel of New York, such a rocking cougars. Get the best legs in New York City, bar none. Bob gives of ABC 11 has sweet Southern accent. Best legs in Raleigh, North Carolina. Chelsea Priest of ABC 6 in Providence, Rhode Island. Awesome. She's got the best legs in Southern New England. And Alia Woolley of WABI channel 5 in Bangor, Maine has the nicest legs in Maine, and she's a cute leggy blonde, my favorite weather lady in New England. Bye now.